So yes, this is my famous carrot cake that I'm always making, and I know the annoying part is that every time I make it, I eat like half or 3/4 of the cake, but the cake is just so sweet. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're well. If you're new here and you have not subscribed, please subscribe. If you know me or you follow me on my Instagram, you know that I sometimes cook some meals I throw down. I know recently I've not been that active in posting what I've been cooking, but I love good food. I love tasty good food, and I have some cookbooks that I buy so that I can increase my cooking knowledge, cooking skills, cooking knowledge. Yeah, so I've been buying cookbooks for a while now. I don't have that many, but today I thought that maybe I should share with you my cookbook. So come on, karibuni. So my first cookbook, of course, it had to be Tanzanian by Mariam Lukindo Mauki, called Pishi la Mama. I hope you can see it clearly here. This is a Swahili cookbook. I bought it just because sometimes as a wife, or you have househelps coming to your house and sometimes they don't know how to cook, and really sometimes I don't want stress. You can start teaching someone how to cook and you never know, after 1 day or 2 days they might leave, after a month or 2 they might leave. So I thought this is such a good book to buy, to just have at home, just in case there's someone coming through and they don't know how to cook and whatnot. They can use this book because this one is in Swahili. And I also bought it for the fact that given it is Tanzanian, then it will have the ingredients will be locally available. You know, sometimes you buy recipe books and like half the ingredients are not available, but this one I bought it because I was confident I would find most of the stuff that she would write. So I think this is a good book. Even now that I'm looking at it, okay, really, maybe I've cooked like maybe one meal from reading this book, and now that I'm looking at it, I don't know why I've not used it. Kwa mfano, like here naona chicha na kuku, bamia za kuku. You know, sometimes I've noticed that you can get carried away. You can be cooking the same meals every day. There's a kitumbua recipe here, firigisi na mnafu. So I think it's a nice book. I think it's a nice book, and she has explained a few tips like how to clean liver, kama jinsi ya kusafisha maini. So I think it's a good book and it's very portable. I bought it for 15,000 at Milimani City. So yes, if you want this book, I think it should be available locally. It should not be a problem. So this is my first recipe book. Oh, okay, now you're from Tanzania, and then we get to my second book. Let's eat Mexican at home. Okay, I know sometimes I have a lot of hopes. You know, I'm like, maybe we can spice it up a bit at home. Sometimes Tanzanian food, sometimes Mexican food, and that's the reason why I bought this book. In fact, this was a second-hand book, so it was extremly cheap. I think I bought it in Nairobi at that bookstore in Yaya Center. There's a bookstore there, and they usually there's a section that they have for pre-loved books, and you can get a few books. Okay, now this is one of those books that I've really not used it. I think I've cooked 1 or 2 meals. There's this enchiladas, what are they called? These Mexican wraps. I tried making one like that, but I had to buy that cooked tortillas. I think, yes, they're called tortillas. I bought those cooked tortillas from Shoppers, but I've discovered that I don't like them. I don't like them when they are cooked like that. Maybe if I go to a Mexican restaurant, I find it cooked, I love it. But when I buy those tortillas, I don't really like them. So when I bought this and the recipe had a lot of beans, I think I didn't like it. But okay, maybe in future I might find this book useful. Sadly, the book's pictures are in black and white, so not very tempting. But yeah, it was cheap, so I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining at all. I think I bought it for the equivalent of about 4,000 Tanzanian shillings. On my my third recipe book will be this one, Rosemary Conley's Complete Hip and Thigh Diet, because sometimes we want to diet, or we are always on a diet and we want to lose weight. So this was a good book to buy, but I think I've never really used it. Kwanza, you see, it's black and white, so not, if you see it, it's black and white, so not really tempting to the eye. But I think I've not been serious with reading this book. I think I bought this book when I was pregnant, so, and yeah, I've not really been serious. So maybe, you never know, maybe one day in future I might get serious and I might find some good recipes to buy, not to buy, but to cook from this book. So yeah. And my next cookbook would have to be about pies, because okay, I think sometimes I overestimate myself. I think I really overestimate myself. So look at this book here, pies, and more pies. Oh my goodness, you know, just making pies itself is a lot of work, but I was like, you never know. I love the pictures in this book. It has some nice pictures, but I've never cooked anything using this book, because okay, just making that, what is it called, that outside flour, what is it called? Okay, I don't know, I've forgotten the name, but I'll remember. Just making that itself is hard work. So this one is sitting pretty in my house, but yeah, maybe one day I'll come to use it. But yeah, and I feel like most of the ingredients in this book are not available. It's one of those expensive to prepare meals, this book, pies. And then there's the sister book called Roasts. How cute does that picture look? Looks cute. Yeah. So okay, this one, I think they're the same author, Good Housekeeping. So this one is about pies, and then this one is about roasts. I really love the pictures in the book, but sadly I've never made anything from this. Okay, they just seem so complicated to make. So every time I look, okay, like this one, roast duck, sijui, orange liquor, Grand Mania, sijui, thyme springs, duck preferably with giblets. What is even that event? Okay, maybe I've not really delve into this book, but I really love the pictures. I know one day for sure I'll use this book. When exactly, I don't know. And you might ask, okay, you have all these books and why do you buy them? Okay, there are some of these books that I'll show you shortly that I use, but these ones are just those, they're just there to make my house pretty. And I remember I've seen in someone's house, she had like a section where she puts her cookbooks. I felt that it was really fancy. So yeah, one day I'll have that section in my kitchen, kabisa. At the moment they don't stay even in my kitchen. When I need them, they stay where I put the rest of the books. But yeah, I'll have a fancy place where I keep my cookbooks and that whole thing I could read. But at the moment, we'll do with what you have. But then if you like this video, please like, and if you've not subscribed, please subscribe. I think my sixth book would have to be this one. This is one of my best. This is one of my two favorite cookbooks. I bought this in Town Poster. There's a bookstore. I think it's called House of Wisdom. It's in NHC House. I probably bought this book for maybe 30,000 or 25,000. Let me tell you, this heading caught my eye. This heading, because who doesn't want budget recipes, by the way? I'm not looking for a recipe with like 1,000 ingredients and you go and buy spices and then towards the end of the year you've not even used a quarter of that. No, I don't like that. But this one is one of those books that has easy to use and few recipes that was very practicable. I think this is my first cookbook that I bought. So yeah, so this is one of the first cookbooks that I bought. I think I made my first pizza from this book. I think I've made my carrot cake, my famous carrot cake, by the way. How, I think 3 years ago, there was a time I was feeling fancy and I made like, I organized like Christmas breakfast and there was carrot cake and yeah, so I got the recipe from here. Yeah, I think it, okay, there are some meals I'm sure for sure I will never make, but okay, you might, okay, some of these things are a lot, maybe the ingredients, but this is one of those books that I can say that I've cooked. But I think recently I've become lazy. Is lazy the word? Because I just resort to those things that I've made before. I'm not that experimental. I don't know why, but I should get back to cooking and cooking nice meals. So grilled lamb with flatbread. I even made, is it pies from this book? I've made pies from this book. Yeah, I've made pies, I've made pizza, I've made, is it Chinese stir-fry rice? I've made pork you mix with citrus pineapples and a lot of things. The meals in this book I think are nice. So if you're looking for a book, just go and try and see if you can get such a book or what. Yeah. Let me show you my carrot cake. It's somewhere here. I've even made those, what are they called? Those pancakes, fluffy pancakes I've made from this book. By the way, when you start cooking, you discover that the amount of unhealthy eating you do outside. So after I made that carrot cake, I discovered that cake has so much sugar. So nowadays I don't eat as much cake because now I know the process. Once you start cooking, you start finding out, okay, this one, whatever you're eating has a lot, like even those fluffy pancakes and whatnot, but I enjoy the process. And given that like midweek I don't necessarily eat good food midweek, so I usually like making it a point like if I'm not eating good during the week, I should at least treat myself to a good meal during the weekend. So yes, this is my famous carrot cake that I'm always making. And the annoying part is that every time I make it, I eat like half or 3/4 of the cake, but the cake is just so sweet. And surprisingly, on this section of cakes, I've only made carrot cake, and these others I've not made. I don't know why. I just stick to one recipe and I'm comfortable, but I think I should try to be a little bit more experimental. And then my last cookbook will be Joyful by Cooking with Jazz. I think you can find her on Instagram, Cooking with Jazz. I think this was her second book. She had a first book that was about breakfast only, but I never bought it. Yeah, I saw her selling it until it sold out. Then I decided, okay, this one I'm going to buy it. And I think this is one of the best decisions I've made because okay, she's Kenyan, but most of the ingredients in this book are found here locally. So I like cookbooks that ingredients are found locally. I like this book. I love the color. Of course, the only part I don't love is here. It very reminds me of primary school, sadly. But most of these recipes, most of these recipes are easy to cook. They are delicious. I love the pictures in the book. Oh my goodness. So when I bought this book, I was like happy. Every weekend you are going to be cooking one meal until you get to the last page of the book. So let me see what I've made. I've made this beef with green peppers. It's so nice. Jack chicken. There's a day I wanted to make this. I'm not even sure if I finished making it. Okay, and this one, okay, I think I've made like, yes, I've made this. And then I've made this. Okay, the first thing I made from this book was that pizza, margarita pizza. And then I've made biscuits. Let me see whether I can find them here. I've made this pizza here, margarita, but of course I wanted protein, so I think I put sausages. Was it sausages or meat? And it was really delicious. I've also made, what else? What else have I made? What else have I made? What's those? I've also made barbecue chicken with pizza. I love the coloring. I mean, The coloring is nice, and then she has some tips that she puts. Like I don't know, ginger and what, and food has some flavor. I mean, this is such a nice book, by the way. So I still think I want to try all the recipes step by step. I mean, from like page 1. I've not been so serious with it for the past few weeks, I think. Okay, I've not been settled, but yeah. So I think this, if you are to rate my books, I think I like this book, and this book the most. So this one and this one, okay, the most, because these are the 2 books I've really used. I've really used these books quite a lot. So yes, future plans. What other cookbook do I want? I think I want a cocktail. I want a cocktail cookbook. I mean, you know, in my dreams I think of entertaining people and whatnot, so I want a cocktail book. Also, there was a time I wanted to see Tongana's book. Yeah, but I never bought it. I don't know. I don't even know how to get it. I tried looking at it on Amazon, but it was too expensive. I think someone was selling it after that person bought it. So yeah, maybe I'll buy a cocktail book. Yeah, so that's all for today. Just thought I would share with you my cookbooks. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you're not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. Thank you so much, and see you next time. Bye.